Hey guys, ALLIN Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a fantastic Thursday and a great week so far. Today we're going to be diving into Cardano and we've got lots that we want to cover in this video. We're going to be looking at Cardano from a number of different angles. We're going to be talking a little bit about centralization and decentralization and does it matter from an investment point of view? And the short and sweet answer to that, or the short and sour answer, I should probably say, is no, I don't believe it does from an investment point of view for the vast majority of people. The fact of the matter is, whether you like it or not, the crypto space is largely filled with people who are here to make money. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I think that in regards to decentralization, typically people realize just how important it is too late. We're heading potentially towards another Facebook on the Web3. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to, you guys know that we're doing this kind of Cardano versus Solana video that we're working on. And we're looking at the three sort of main proponents, main criteria of a blockchain, which is scalability, security, and decentralization. There's trade-offs. Solana is very scalable. It's not really needed that level of scalability. However, it is done that, but they've done that through centralization. We're going to dive into a number of things in relation. So we're going to talk about that briefly. We are going to look at the price. You guys know the roadmap that we got set out, and I think you're absolutely still following it, and you're going to get there. It's just taken a little bit longer than we anticipated. And there's a lesson that I have learned personally, and that I can kind of share at this stage, and that is what happens around the hard forks. And I really want to be explaining why the price is doing what it is. And one message that I want to deliver is: do not get shaken out, guys. This is not when you sell. This is when you buy. Certainly historically. And from an investment point of view, you don't buy high and sell low. Lots and lots of criticism out there in regards to Cardano. The vast majority of it is complete nonsense. People calling Cardano a dead project. We showed you yesterday that it was the second most used chain. People saying that, it's done nothing. Please go and watch some of my earlier videos on Cardano. Look at where the price was then and where it is now. And then come back to this video. And you may have a bit of a different opinion in what you're potentially saying. Lots of the criticism is completely unfounded. But we're not going to, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. It's what makes the world such a beautiful place. We're happy for that to be the case. But I really want to go over why the price is doing what it's doing. And how I'm going to illustrate that is I'm going to show you that this run here was somewhat premature for the market. How do we know that? Well, if we look at total 2, this is the total money in altcoins. You can see that altcoins have only really started to make new all-time highs. POLKADOT follows that. XRP perhaps isn't already at its all-time highs from the May sell-off that of course was led by Bitcoin. ETHEREUM. We're also going to take a quick look at Bitcoin, or Cardano versus Bitcoin. Remember guys, before I go any further, join the Discord. The link will be in the description. This is mainly for the stake pool and people that are partaking in the stake pool. But we do want the kind of community, the ALLIN crypto community, to join, get involved, ask questions. I try and be as frequent on there as I possibly can. We do have the stake pool ALLIN. We are getting ever closer to minting blocks. So I know that was something that people were wanting. So if you guys want to delegate, the ticket is ALLIN. You can do that through Euro and Deadless. Now let's get into the video. We've got so much to cover. Cardano is lackluster like it has been for the past 2 months. But this is expected after a hard fork. We have already covered this previously, but I'm going to show you this from a different angle. If you guys remember in yesterday's video, we pulled up this chart from Cardano Dan on Twitter, and it compares Cardano to other blockchains out there, just to kind of reiterate that it's doing okay, and it absolutely is. And I'm going to be sort of bringing that point up today. I believe this run was premature, and I think what you're seeing is what you see after every single hard fork. Can you see this? After your hard fork, typically here you bottomed out around about 62 days after the hard fork. Here, around about 56. And today, you are nearly 65 days into after the hard fork. And typically things will start to pick up. I think a number of things happen. I think it's kind of coming back down to where the rest of the market is. Cardano's done very well. If you look at it from a monthly or a year-to-date point of view, it's done exceptional, guys. In comparison with coins that have long-standing, something like Solana, is new. Obviously you've got your meme coin, Terra is new, Avalanche is new. But if you look at coins that have been around for a while and haven't seen that kind of new impulsive appreciation. You can see that Cardano has done very well in comparison with them, and I think that this was premature, and this is very well illustrated with comparing the Cardano chart and when it went on to make new all-time highs, or topped out 2nd of December. If we take a look at the total too, you weren't even at your all-time highs. You certainly hadn't gone above and beyond them on the 2nd of September. If we look at something like POLKADOT, the 2nd of September is right down here, guys. XRP still is below. I think XRP actually is going to do quite well. I think you're in a similar pattern to what you've previously gone through, and you're going to break out in a similar manner. I think this could be news driven. And if you look at something like Ethereum, the 2nd of September, guys, is here. It was kind of a bit of a premature run led by the hard fork, where you see a lot of hype build up and then you see a downpour. You saw the same thing here, guys, and you saw the same thing prior. We've shown you this on this chart, and that's why the price is doing what it's doing currently. What you essentially have with this price is this would have been institutions that would, or big players that would have bought before the hard fork, in the run up to the hard fork, and then dumped on the hard fork, knowing that the price action that follows after a hard fork was going to kind of continue to ensue. What you are currently going through now, ladies and gentlemen, this is retail selling. Some big players potentially, but largely this is retail selling. And the reason you have this floor here is because you're seeing accumulation take place by smart individuals. That's certainly my opinion. This is a bottoming out structure, not a topping out structure. We showed you that when we inverted the chart. One reason that we did do that is to show you that it's present. Can you see this? This looks like a topping out structure, but of course this is inverted, and it's obviously the right way up when I do that. This is structure that you see time and time again, guys. So please don't get shaken out. It's even better illustrated on the log. Can you see this? This is what takes place, guys. This is a bottoming out structure that you're seeing, and you are going to go on to make new all-time highs. You just got to hang in there. It's coming, guys. Cardano has done exceptionally well, and it's going to continue to do so. And when you look at blockchain and who's really going to be using it, there's a reason they're so focused on Africa. Certainly in regards to DeFi and who's really going to benefit and use the most DeFi, it's going to be people that don't already have access to financial systems. There is no other alternative, whereas in the Western world, we've got plenty of alternatives. So the next point that I really want to talk about is centralization and decentralization. Does it matter? I don't think it does. People smoke cigarettes and they're exceptionally bad for you. People don't typically do what's good for them. And I think people are going to realise this too late, essentially. There's a reason Satoshi created Bitcoin. The main reason, it was in one of his first blocks and some of his first interactions. Please go and read the Satoshi Bitcoin white paper. It's short, it's sweet, it's fantastic, and it will really give you a very good concept of cryptocurrencies and what the goals and aims are. And you can sort of, if you look at Ethereum and then how we've evolved from just being a peer-to-peer payment sort of currency system to doing far more with it. But basically the reason that Bitcoin was created was to decentralize money. I personally believe that money is a tool, finance is a tool used to enslave people. I don't think that's too out there of something to say. I think just look at what's kind of going on in the world. But ultimately, there's the control of money has been used as a weapon, as a tool, and essentially in 2008, which is really the moment where Satoshi kind of very timingly popped Bitcoin into the kind of atmosphere. It was to combat what was going on, and that was the proliferation of money. Kind of taxing everybody that has anything to do with fiat on a blanket level. And this really penalises the poorest of society without them having any kind of a say in it, and benefits the richest because they'll own assets and hedges against fiat proliferation. And this is why Bitcoin was created. So decentralization absolutely matters in regards to these systems. And you can see here Cardano is very, very decentralized on a number of levels. I mean, you only need to look at what you need to run a node. We've got a stake pool. The cost to entry was very low in retrospect with running nodes for other pools or running nodes for other blockchains. It is meant to be decentralized. It is exceptionally decentralized. Look at something like Solana. Insiders hold the majority of the supply. This is one big reason why it's pumping. Do some due diligence. We're going to be revealing quite a lot in the video that we have comparing these two on who those insiders are, and it becomes very apparent why it's doing as well as it is. Remember, it is a blockchain that is usable. Certainly Ethereum gas fees are just unbelievable at the moment. I mean, I think potentially I will share my actual overall, because it will summarize and give you a total of your gas fees on MetaMask, just to kind of show you how bad it is. But this is something that people need to pay more attention to. Otherwise, we're going to end up with another Facebook rule in the blockchain world. But it is what it is, guys. I don't think it's just an interesting point. I don't think decentralization really matters from an investment point of view. It does on a number of other occasions. That's really all the video that I have for you. I don't want to keep rambling on. Take a quick look at Bitcoin, Cardano versus Bitcoin. We did say that you were in this kind of 5-wave motion to the downside. One thing that I said was that typically you don't go down to your prior lows. So you'll come up, make a new high, and you won't retrace and kind of take out a low. You've still not done that to this day. Certainly with a candle body close. And ultimately, you know, this is showing signs of bottoming out, ladies and gentlemen. But there's a lot that can happen. So hang in there, guys. Our time is coming. Just be patient. I know it's hard, but ultimately, you know, if you look at what's happening on chain, if you look at what's happening with the project, you know, there's a very healthy back end to Cardano that is often forgotten about. And ultimately now is not the time to be selling, in my opinion. That's all I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. If you enjoyed the content, like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.